Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, tonight we're going to talk about a couple of different incidents, but they all share a common theme, a very common theme, and they all create the same problem down the road. Uh, it's very telling, it's very interesting as we think that we have moved so far as a society. So, a kindergartner in Minnesota at Hugo Elementary was forced to change clothes. She had to put on a t-shirt because, well, the straps on her sundress were too thin. That little hussy, kindergartner. Now, the standard line when it comes to regulating girls' dress at school is always that, well, it's a distraction to the boys, as if the boys having a lack of self-control is somehow their fault and their responsibility to correct. Because, well, are you asking for it? And boys will be boys. But the thing is, this is kindergarten. Kindergarten. I'm fairly certain that girls are still icky at this point in time. I mean, it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure that's true. So if it was a distraction to anybody there, well, it would have been staff. I think a much better use of time would be finding and identifying those staff members that might have that kind of issue and getting rid of them, rather than humiliating a kindergartner over the way she's dressed. That's ridiculous. Then we have another incident in Houston at Madison High. Well, she couldn't be on campus. And the funny part about it was a parent, not a student. She was coming to enroll her child. But she had a Marilyn Monroe t-shirt on that was long and I guess shorts or a skirt underneath it. And the shirt itself hung to her fingertips. But that was just inappropriate. Well, she also had a headscarf on. And we know we can't have women, doing anything that might express any form of identity of their own, any form of ethnic heritage or anything like that. Can't have any of that. She had to leave. She had to go. Once again, she was enrolling her student, her child, in the school, which means she would have been in the administration office. So once again, not a distraction to the boys, which is always the cop-out. Staff. I guess maybe teachers just can't control themselves. Maybe we shouldn't have males in schools, only have female teachers, because apparently there's an issue. They just can't control themselves. And then we're not even consistent in this idea, because a federal court in North Carolina just had to rule that no, you can't make girls wear skirts when boys can wear pants. We're not even consistent in it, because it's not about consistency. It's not about any real reason. It's simply making sure that women stay in their place and understand that they are going to be regulated, right down to the way they dress. And go ahead, it's the United States, go ahead and complain about Sharia law. Well, that skirt is too short. No, you have to wear a skirt, but not that one. Then we wonder why young women today have issues with identity, have issues with self-esteem and confidence. Well, maybe we should start letting them make decisions for themselves. That might help in that process. If your entire life you're regulated down to what you wear and how you present yourself to society at large, how can you expect them to have any identity of their own? Of course, maybe that's the point. Then I waited an entire week to bring up this next one because I was certain there was going to be an outcry, just outrage all over the country, because there was when it was in theory. I mean, this is a little different. But, during that whole trans bathroom thing, there were men all over the country saying, if I ever saw a man go into the girls' bathroom, I'd beat him to death. Okay. So in a high school in Alaska, a girl transitioning to a boy was using the boys' bathroom. Okay. Well, some of the boys didn't like this, and actually, as it turns out, it's actually one of the boys' stepdads or dad, foster father, something like that, that had a real issue with it, and kind of encouraged his son to handle it. So he gathered a group of boys and went into the girls' restroom. Not because of any identity that he may have, just because, well, he didn't like it. Because everybody has to be regulated. Now, there was a girl in the bathroom, and according to reports, well, he wouldn't let her leave. Wow. That sounds like a crime, actually. So she kneed him. She kneed him in the groin. And guess who got punished? She did. She did. While fathers all over the country were saying that, I mean, this is a capital offense, when it actually happens, because it's not a trans person doing it. It's just boys being boys. Well, she can't do that. She needs to be punished. We can't let them get out of place, right? They have to be regulated, controlled. They're our charge. We have to take care of them. They're the fairer sex. Property. And for the record, now my daughter is too young to have had this conversation with yet, but I can promise you, if some young boy attempts to keep her in a bathroom, she can do a whole lot more than knee him. But yeah, she ends up getting punished because we are not consistent as a society. We can't have women standing up for themselves. Again, they might develop an identity of some sort. You cannot complain or even pretend to care about many of the issues that are facing young women today and remove any chance of them developing confidence and an identity of their own and self-reliance and all of these things. You can't. And it starts in kindergarten. From the very beginning, oh, don't wear that. You might provoke a reaction in kindergarten. From the very beginning, it's always their fault. In that incident in Alaska, the the response was that she should have contacted a school official. According to reports, he wouldn't let her leave. How was she supposed to do that? Assertiveness is something that is lacking in a lot of young women today. And this is why. You wonder why women have a problem when speaking up for themselves, when men step in and try to explain things to them they know, or basically just be patronizing. That's why. Oh no. Don't stop someone from falsely imprisoning you. No, you just suffer through it and wait, and then get someone else to take care of it for you, their little lady. But again, no outcry, no outrage, none. It's almost like it really wasn't about protecting your daughters. It was about being a bigot. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.